And welcome to Marshall Matt. We're going to be trying this again. Appeared that we were frozen before. So this is part two. Last week we had Eric on. He was talking about just supplements in general, but tonight he was going to show some specific brands that he really likes and that he advocates. And before we stopped, we were talking about pre workout. So, Eric, take it away.
We can start. We can start where we were again. My favorite is the pump fuel. That's my favorite. And you guys got to remember, pre-workout is it's the individual taste, especially how much caffeine is in it. Really, you're wanting it for the pump aspects of it, right? The vasodilation, getting more blood flow into the muscle. So that's going to be your. You're killing me, dude. You're making me laugh. That's gonna be your citrulline, and the reason I like the pump fuel all in because it has like 10 grams. It's a
Okay.
big shot. It's a big shot of citrulline. Why do I like that? Because it helps you get more blood to everything, like tendons, ligaments. You're not as stiff walking into the gym. I'm a lot more loose. I'm a lot more supple. You know, I think we all have our injuries over time in the chosen hobbies,
Yeah.
yeah, professions and that we do. So that helps out a lot. Plus, the muscle pump. You're bringing more blood into the muscle. You're also taking more waste off the muscle. So it's going to help with the domes, with that soreness that you're going to get. Uh, I like the caffeine personally. Like I said, you can vary the amounts of caffeine by the pre-workout. You can do a pre-workout that is stimulant free, and then you can get a caffeine tab for very inexpensive. You can get like a couple hundred of them for like $14, and then you can take 100 milligrams of caffeine with it if you want.
Here's my question to
So
you.
sure.
There's some that obviously they give you the physical, just igniting you, right? I mean, there. What about the ones that though zone you in up here? Like one of the things I felt I got from I'm the buck. What was it?
The bucked up.
The buck up.
Yeah.
Like I felt like like there was that mental benefit. Do some have that more than others?
Yeah. So a lot of times that's coming from they'll put some they'll put some like salt in it, right? They're going to put some electrolytes in it, which a lot of the neurons in your brain, some of the neurons in your brain run on sodium alone. Another thing they'll put in it that helps with focus is theobromine. And theobromine is what you have in dark chocolate, what you have in chocolate, right? When you eat dark chocolate and you feel really good and you're all happy and you're focused, that's the theobromine, and they'll put that in it.
No, Brian, not yet. Okay, can you just show because the last time the folks couldn't see.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
the one that
the
you like, obviously, right?
yeah, obviously I like the pump fuel, and it comes in the all in and it comes in the insanity. The difference is the all in has about 11 grams of citrulline. The regular pump fuel insanity has 6 grams, which is still a good amount. Uh, this has 325 mgs of caffeine in it. The insanity, the all in has 325 milligrams of caffeine in it too, but the caffeine is different. Half of it is released right away, half of it is time released. Where in insanity, it's pulsed. It's all in, right? All in at once. They also make both versions in a medium stim, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine, and then they make both versions in a caffeine free. So if you're a no caffeine type of person, they're caffeine free. The pump agents in them, everything is identical. It's just varying amounts of caffeine to no caffeine. It's a big scoop though, guys. It's like a it's like a 30-gram scoop. It's clinically studied ingredients and clinically studied amounts. Like you can't fake that. So my next, if when I need a smaller scoop or I like a smaller scoop, I go with ACG3. That's a 1 to 2 scoop serving. It also has the whole half and half with the caffeine. Half is released right away. The other half is time released. This these are really like you have to go to a franchise GNC like mine, one that's privately owned, or you can get them online.
You get them
If you don't
online.
have one by you, you can order them online. So that they are available.
So if I was
That-
going to get like plenish up with that, should I get that buck one, that highest one that does also stimulate the mind as well?
yeah, these all have theobromine in them. That's a very common alkaloid that they like to put in because once again it really changes your mood.
I felt it. Like it just
Yeah.
really, yeah, we got a question from Brent. Your opinion on C4?
Okay. I go back a long ways, Brent. Like I when Cellucor was only carried at franchise GNCs, it wasn't carried at corporate GNCs. So C4 has gone through a lot of iterations. A lot of iterations. Are you talking about like the powdered one they have now, or are you talking about the ready to drink? Well, one that's in liquid.
Hills answer. Can you
I'm
show the
assuming he's
picture?
talking about the powdered.
Can you show the picture of the Buck products or the one that you got there?
Yeah, yeah. There's there's the once again the mother bucker. I didn't name it, people. That's the strongest.
I I have an
That's the
appointment with that one. Yeah, that needs to.
yeah. That's the strongest one they make. 400 milligrams of caffeine in it. So if you're a low stimulant guy, that's not for you. Then they have Woke
Yeah.
AF. They have Woke AF. That's another good. It's a good formula. A little less strong on the caffeine. It's still 300 and something. Then they have the regular one bucked up. It's under 300 milligrams of caffeine. I think it looks exactly like this. The ingredients are almost the same. And
Brent
then
said
you
the
can
powder. I'm sorry. Brent said the powder.
Yeah, they've improved it, Brent. As of late, they've added more citrulline to catch up, and then
Weekly
they also and then they also up their caffeine a little bit as well because they were kind of falling behind for a
Which
while.
which flavor do you like for the mother bucker?
the
I like
raspberry,
that. I like the Miami mango or whatever.
Miami mango.
They make strawberry sets. They have, dude. They have some crazy names
I like the
for their stuff.
mango. Mango sounds. I'm supposed to call you. Seriously, I'm calling you tomorrow. I'm putting an order in.
And you can get the bucked up if you're ever like stuck somewhere and you don't know what to get. You can pretty much get that at any shop.
They'll have what you have there, though.
They'll have that bucked up and all that. Yeah, anything from that line they'll have.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the pre-workout. Let me just hear. So, John, hold on. Brent says thank you. Joint supplements, rolling in late joint supplements, collagen, other strategies for keeping things going smoothly.
Joint supplements is definitely going to be Doctor Joints. I'll go grab a bottle of that.
Sure.
I
All right.
think I
Let's do
showed
it.
it last time, but just to put it in front.
I could do show my minor twirl,
Good.
but I have to spin, right? So if I'm doing this, I would spin.
This is the Doctor Joints. That's my favorite
Can I see that
all-in-one
again? I'm sorry. Can I see it again? Renee was being distracting as usual. Sorry. Um,
Doctor Joints
oh,
Advanced.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Girl, Dean, you're catching on, man. You're catching on.
All right. So Doctor Joints. I'm writing this stuff down for my
I
order.
hope I hope you end up taking it.
I did.
Oh,
I'm
good, good,
done.
good.
I need more.
And by the way, he's actually pretend writing right now. He's doodling an airplane or
Yeah.
something.
Drawing stick figures. So the reason I like the formula is it has cetyl myristoyl in it, which really helps with inflammation right off the bat. It has devil's claw, it has yucca, bromelain, MSM, type 2 collagen, boswellia. So it has a lot of natural anti-inflammatories in it. And
I
then of
like it.
course it has glucosamine and chondroitin in it, right?
All
For
right.
the cartilage itself, for the conditioning of the cartilage. Um, but those other ingredients I mentioned, they're gonna pull all that inflammation off your tendons, your ligaments, your surrounding musculature. So that's what a lot of people don't realize. They're thinking about just treating the inside of the joint. It's the tendons, ligaments, and musculature surrounding that joint. That gets a lot of inflammation in it. So if you have like a stiff neck, you'll be able to,
Mm.
with less inflammation, you'll be able to turn your neck, rotate your shoulders, all those things like that. Very, very important.
No,
And
Sorry,
that,
if you,
you said the neck's supposed to move?
yeah, it's supposed to move, right? Yeah. We like the old people like here, like looking like they're looking both ways to drive. But yeah, you're if your joints don't feel good, that was part of going to be part of what I talked about tonight. You
yeah.
have to deal with the inflammation. Whether you think you're an athlete or not, you are. If you're doing if you're doing a martial art, you're in the gym, you're doing anything. You're you're an athlete and you have to deal with the inflammation. We get a lot of wear and tear as time goes on. We build up a lot of that in life, and you got to deal with that inflammation. You
All right.
have
So,
to.
what are your suggestions
I like I said, the Dr. Joints
for
is
Dr.
great.
Joy? Okay.
I like obviously turmeric, which I showed and talked about last time at
Turmeric.
95% curcumin. A lot of it has to do with your diet as well, guys. Making sure that your gut biome is good. Yeah, it's Renee. It's killing me, man.
So, Renee
I don't
eating
even know.
donuts
Like,
all
I
the
can only
time.
imagine what that is, Renee. Is that like hot sauce?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, Renee
Well,
eating donuts all the time from at Hortons up in Canada. I
Yeah,
mean,
Tim Hortons.
so
Yeah.
telling you,
So
the honey crullers dipped in chocolate. Talk about pre-fuel, like pre-workout. One of those has about 85,000 calories.
dude, stop talking about donuts. I'm cutting weight right now. I'm dying.
Oh, I'm
Hungry.
sorry. I'm sorry. Let me just have this nice spicy taco.
Enjoy, Renee. Enjoy. But but yeah, you have to deal with the inflammation, and a lot of that starts in the gut. And people don't realize that. If your gut isn't good, your microbiome, your digestive tract working the way it's supposed to, breaking your food down, going poop on a regular basis the way you should, you know what I mean? That that's all super important. Everything happens in the gut.
okay.
Everything. From the breakdown of your foods to how your mood is. There's a gut brain connection. There's a whole area of science on that right now where they're looking at that for depression, all that. Because think about it, you eat your food, your enzymes break your food down,
Mm,
then it's the bacteria in your gut breaks things down, converts things to like dopamine, to like all sorts of stuff. So the gut is really, really an important place. So a good probiotic, I always recommend a good probiotic, like 50 billion CFUs. So it needs to be a varied strain, right? Where you have multiple strains. Guys, the strains should be studied in the human gut. There's a lot of strains out there that people are purporting. They're studied, some of them in animal tissue or whatever. They need to be studied in the human gut, right? And it's not just about taking a supplemental probiotic and whatever. You need to eat fermented foods,
mm,
sauerkraut, good quality sauerkraut, by the way, the kind that's refrigerated, sauerkraut, uh, kefir, which is like a yogurt drink. You can do kimchi, which is like the Korean stuff. You want to have fermented food in your diet, fermented
fermented
food in your diet.
food in your diet. Okay.
And then we'll go into one of the other things I was going to talk about, having enough zinc, right?
Zinc.
Zinc. I did, Guru Dean, I did gather all those things earlier. You
That's
just
okay.
threw me off with the pre-workout.
No, no, no. That's good. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so zinc. Zinc is important, super, super important, not just for hormones, it's for hair, for your skin,
So
for
Renee could use it. Okay.
yeah, for for also keeping the junctures in your gut tight. So things that aren't supposed to leak out of there, like toxins, like poop and all that, is not getting into your bloodstream. So a lot of times people who have like leaky gut, zinc is very, very important.
Okay.
Zinc is is used for so many enzymatic processes in the body. It's just something that's used a lot, a lot, and it's for your immune system too. So
Is
just
this
make
something you
sure
would cycle, or is this something you just take daily?
it's something I take daily. And guys, if you're on a good multivitamin, right, like something like this, like Mega Man, GNC makes Mega Man. We win awards for multis all the time. Our vitamins show up in blood work. So it's important where you're getting your stuff from. I'm not saying we're the only ones that make a great multivitamin. There's a lot of companies out there that do, but I would avoid like Centrum one a day stuff you're getting in the Walgreens and the CVS. You know, places that are selling diapers and condoms, and you know, along with
Probably not
along
the
with
best place
the
to go.
yeah, well, with the vitamins, right? So, like in the Mega Man, you're gonna get already built in there. You're already gonna get like 25 mgs of zinc already built into the
Okay.
multivitamin.
So going
D,
back to the vitamins, is this like one of those things where you look at methylated vitamins compared to non-methylated vitamins, or
yeah, we talked about that. If you're not genetically a poor methylator, it doesn't matter for you,
okay?
right? If you're genetically like you can get, like I said, you guys can get a methylation test. They're not even super expensive anymore. If you are a poor methylator, then getting a methylated form would be, would be what you wanted to do. But I think there's a lot of people running around thinking they're poor methylators that aren't. You know what I mean? The only way to know is to be able to look under the hood.
Yeah, I don't think Dean is. I think Dean says he methylates about 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, before his podcast.
About,
Bumps.
yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
We have picking your brain, eating liver, chicken, and/or beef twice a week. Thoughts from Brent.
Is that for zinc? What was the question?
That no, I don't think it's. I don't think it's. He was
He likes
pretending.
chicken. He likes liver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes please
you
the
can
liver.
you can eat the organ meats. Beef liver is full of like vitamin A, a lot of different things. You get a lot of zinc. You get a lot of that out of the organ meats. They're full of a lot of really healthy things. You got to think, guys. The liver stores a lot of important stuff for enzymatic enzymatic processes in the bodies and us and in animals. So
Okay.
yeah, eating organ meats is the way to go. If you like that. Now, some of them, you know. mm,
What is the best time of day to take specific supplements from David?
Okay, so now if you're taking a multivitamin and mineral, you're going to take it during the day. If you're taking things separate, um, or you're taking extra zinc, extra magnesium, vitamins during the day, this is just a general rule. Sometimes it can be broken, but vitamins during the day, minerals at night.
Vitamins during the day, minerals at night.
That's correct. Vitamins during the day, minerals at night. Like, for example, I take magnesium at night before bed.
At night. Okay.
That's
Okay.
another really important one I feel for athletes. Magnesium's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions in the human body
I take
that they know
magnesium.
of.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, and there's different forms of magnesium. I'll grab some here. Hold on. This is a really easy one that I like. I like the super magnesium because it mixes uh, like glycinate, taurate, malate all together. And I take like three of them before bed. You'll sleep like a rock.
Okay.
Helps relax the muscles. Think about it. You guys are training all the time. You're doing movements over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Tension, 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 tension. Magnesium is involved in that relaxation mechanism. So
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
it's super important for like a lot of hormone production as well, for protein synthesis. Stuff's involved in a lot of things. Magnesium and zinc. It fixes a lot of things.
Okay. That's
They're
good. I
two.
gotta get the zinc. I've been doing the magnesium, but I gotta get the zinc. Okay.
And when you take the zinc, guys, make sure you take it with a little bit of food.
Zinc with
A li-
food.
a little bit of food, because I
Yeah.
mean, it can make your stomach feel at like a 30 milligram or 50 milligram dose, it can make your stomach feel a little queasy. Now,
Okay.
You get that, Dean? You just let that sink in, okay?
I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
throw it
Um,
down like a tic tac. Listen, also don't take zinc with dairy products, guys.
okay.
Don't wash zinc down with some milk or something like that. If you're gonna keep it like 2 to 3 hours separated from dairy products because calcium and zinc compete with each other for absorption.
Interesting. Ah, okay. All
So
right.
they'll fight for that same absorption
Okay.
mechanism.
Okay. Okay. What do you, okay, let's, I'm just, if guys, if you got questions, please send them in. What do you, okay, protein, like I hear about isolate, I hear about, like, what do you recommend? Like, if you were to recommend something to somebody, what would you do?
So you got it with powdered protein. Well, I'm gonna assume we're dealing with whey because that's the most common. You can get egg protein powder, but mostly you can also eat eggs. You know, it's a lot easier to eat eggs. But there's two types of whey. There's isolate and concentrate. Concentrate means it still has lactose left on it, right? So if you're lactose intolerant, probably not as good of an idea. You know, it's more of a no go. Isolate is just simply means that the the lactose, the cholesterol, all the other things are isolated off, hence the term, and you're left with just the raw protein.
So
So
that would make sense. Just, okay.
I drink an isolate. I like the prolific isolate. I bring it in very specifically. It's not carried at regular GNCs. You can get it online. It is expensive, but they don't use any artificial colors or sweeteners. And so it's
Prolific,
real vanilla, it's real chocolate, it's real chocolate peanut butter, it's real raspberry. It makes it super easy.
prolific.
Prolific isolate. And there's a lot of other good brands out there, but this I like because there's no aftertaste. You don't have that artificial aftertaste, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Dean, let's see your notebook. I want to make sure you're actually writing something.
I am actually writing things.
Getting enough protein, yes, he's right. Getting
Right?
enough protein in is is a is something most people struggle with. If you want to have good body composition, you want to lower body fat, I tell people a gram of protein per pound of body weight.
I
There are
know.
more
That's what I'm trying to do,
It's
but
hard to
it's
do.
hard.
Now
Yeah.
here's the thing. There are more scientific ways of doing it. You can get into a bod pod where they do like you get in the water and they send the electrical current through and then they measure how much fat you have, how much bone you have, how much muscle. And you could do it like a gram and a half per pound of muscle, but like if you go for a gram of body weight per pound of body weight, you're never going to be under,
Mm.
right? You're never going to be under. So even if you
Okay,
miss it
here.
a little bit, you're still gonna be on point.
So, what would you recommend? Okay, let's just say somebody at 190 pounds, like they have to.
Hypothetically, let's say it's
Yeah,
under 90. Let's just call him, I don't know, Dean. Why don't we call him Dean?
yeah. So 190, like you have to supplement a couple shakes, right? I mean, so what are you talking about? Like 6 small meals a day? Like, I mean, what?
Well, when back in time, back in the day, you know, when I first got into the industry, that was everything was about you got to eat every 2 hours. You got to hit your anabolic window, bro. You're gonna shrink. You're gonna get smaller. You're shrinking by the minute. All that, you know what I mean? Like they were freaks about it, right? So you know, you can eat every 2 hours. You can eat every 2.5 hours. You can eat every 3 hours. But as time went on, and they did more tests, if you get somebody and they haven't eaten most of the day, they've done tests where like they've taken in like used to be like 25 to 30 grams of protein.
Hmm.
That's all you could take in and absorb out of thing. There's people who have done 100 grams of protein and absorbed it. Now they were probably very hungry because they hadn't eaten all day and all that, so their body brought it in. But it dispelled the myth that you have to have 6 small meals a day. Guys, I know you guys work for a living. and you're not like professional eaters, you're right. Like you're not getting paid to eat. So I know you're not going to eat like 5, 6 small meals a day,
Yeah.
right? So if you can get 3 meals and try to get your, like you said, you're 190. So if you tried to get with 3 meals, if you tried to get 50 grams of protein in the meal, that's 150 right there. One of the shakes is 25.
Yeah. One of the,
If
right.
okay,
25.
if you take it and you put it in, you do a scoop and a half, right?
So that's okay if you did a scoop and a half.
Yeah, yeah. Now you're at like 37. So you're almost at your.
Mm,
You can get 50 grams in a piece of in a piece of steak, and like I said, say you get to 170 grams, right? They're still pretty close, man.
yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
right. No,
yeah. You're still probably hitting the goals, and that's why you do a protein shake, guys. If you need to, some people can get it all in by eating. Uh, I've never been
not this guy.
great. I've never been a great appetite. I had a great appetite. I've had to force myself
See,
to
oh
eat.
my God, I
Never
don't
have
have
to
that
force
problem.
myself to train. Just have to force myself to eat.
Oh my God,
But
that's my
so
biggest.
so the protein shake comes in handy for me, right? And like right now tonight, like where I'm doing a weight cut for the Pan Am Games, so I'm gonna go home. I'll have this, and I'll have like a couple blueberries in it, frozen blueberries, and then you know what I mean? Because today, is my day off, and so I didn't really day off from training, so I didn't really burn that many calories. So
Mm,
when you're on a weight cut, you know what I mean? Like you have to on that day that you're not training, you have to really monitor because you're not going to be able to outwork it. You know what I mean?
depending on what you're putting in your body, right? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's the
So it
thing.
comes in really handy, and it's only 100 calories, man. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I stress eat. That's what I gotta work on. Like, like, yeah.
Well,
Um,
think about it. If you got stressed and you drank, you were reading all those posts coming in from FMA discussion and all the,
it's
the
every
the
day. I'm just
wonderful
like,
the wonderful things. If you just, down a protein shake,
WPM, what's going on there? Then the other side. I mean, it's just like,
it just down a protein shake.
yeah. I got Renee. I mean, I just I don't know what he's doing day to day. I just, it's just.
Renee is entertaining. I love it. I
Yeah, I'd
love
say
it.
for me, it's like by noon, I'm already like 6 or 7 coffees in. Um,
Jeez, how do you
and
really?
oh yeah, easy, very easy.
He's
I have
built for
three.
it, man. He's
I
built
have
for
th-
it.
I have three before I leave my house. But I also get up at 4 in the morning, right? So, and my job is all gas, no brakes.
Ooh,
So
that's a good question, Brian.
I normally don't even stop for lunch. Um, until I get home, then I just, you know,
I'm not missing.
Destroy everything.
yeah.
Destroy everything. Your blood sugar's like in the toilet.
I can't miss a
Oh yeah.
meal. It's not. Yeah. Here. Oh, here's a good question. So, shakes versus protein bars.
The shakes are usually gonna be cleaner and lower in the carbohydrate scale
Then the bars. Okay.
than the bars. Yeah, less you know what I mean? Usually less fillers, things like that.
Okay.
There are some good bars out there too,
I was
by
gonna
the way.
say,
So
what would you recommend for good bars? Like, you feel it has the less garbage or less carbs? Like, what would you recommend?
that would be the Quest bars.
The
So
Quest
they're
bar?
Quest bars, yeah, they're 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. And guys, while we're on that subject, let me show you how to count the carbs and how that works. So hold on a second, so you can learn to read the back of the label because it can get confusing.
Oh, this is man. See, man, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
So you think 7 coffees is a lot? Is a lot by noon?
I've just never heard anybody having 7 coffees before noon.
Dude, I can crush the coffee too. My mom used to drink like over a pot a day.
I have had
Just
like
I
I
can
had two
I
a
can have
day.
a I can have a double espresso and just go straight to bed. It won't even like I won't even stay awake.
Are you serious?
Easy, not even a problem.
Wow,
it's the
not this
Spanish
one.
blood. All right, so you're gonna see here where it shows the carbs, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And so this only has 4 grams of net carbs.
Oh
But if
wow.
you read the carbohydrates on it, it's gonna look like it has more, but it's a math equation. So you take the carbohydrates,
Mm.
you subtract the fiber.
Okay.
Every gram of fiber will cancel out one carbohydrate. And then you go down to the sugar alcohols and you subtract those because those do not store. They come out, you know what I'm saying? So they're not designed to store. So you're left with 4 grams of net carbs. Carbs that'll actually count,
Yeah, that'll
on
count.
your on your waist.
And the protein is how many grams?
20 grams.
And wow, can I see that just the front of it?
Yeah.
So I gotta look for Quest.
There's Quest, there's barbells. I'm just showing you what, if you really are watching your carbs, the Quest it's just hard to beat. They've been the king for a long time.
No,
But
they're like,
but a lot of times
yeah.
people will go, "What do you mean it only has 4 grams of carbs in it? It shows here 23 grams." I'm like, "Yes, subtract the 13 grams of fiber and the 6 sugar alcohols." Sometimes sugar alcohols will go by another name, erythritol. That's another name that they'll go by. And some people are sensitive to sugar alcohols or erythritol, meaning that, it'll make them go to the bathroom. Do you remember when they had those gummy bears, those sugar-free gummy bears that everybody was eating? They were like, "Oh, they're so sweet. I don't understand." And they were like getting the runs and having to go to the, like, just, they weren't making it to the toilet, man. I love it.
I've
But
never. Wow, wow. Yeah,
oh
that's
yeah. But because it was all erythritol. That's what they were sweetening it with. So it just goes. It doesn't absorb. It goes
oh,
goes
I
right
got you.
through you. Yeah.
I got you. We got a
So
question. Just tuned in. Maybe this has been addressed. I eat a lot of fresh fruit. Pros and cons. From one Tim Dobson.
well, I'm a big advocate of fruit. People are like, but the sugars and all that, and I'm like, listen, you'll never see a culture that eats a lot of fruit and a lot of protein that's fat. You won't. You won't. You will not. You will not see a bunch of fat. You go to the Bahamas, go to Jamaica. They eat lots of fruit. They eat lots of protein. And in
And they're not.
general,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you,
Can't argue
it's
that.
the it's the processed carbs
Garbage.
that are the devil. I'm telling you, dude, your body
No.
just doesn't know how to read them, and it stores everything in the liver. That's why you have kids with fatty liver disease.
Kids.
Kids,
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's what my guys say when. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to really control myself with. Is
stop eating processed foods
I know. That's what I know. I
and
know. Yeah, yeah.
do that for a couple months. And if it doesn't grow from the ground or what you're eating doesn't eat what grows from the ground, then don't eat it. And see how much better, and drink water and see how much better you feel.
So you're not about bread, the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can eat bread, but I'd eat old world bread. Renee will
When
tell you, right?
you
He'd go
say
to
old
Italy and
world,
eat
what do you mean?
it's just the way it's made. Like people, you know how people are always going on about you know, uh, gluten and a
Mm,
gluten intolerance, and we never saw that before,
I know. I
and
never heard about it before.
right. So you go to Europe, you go to Italy, you eat the pasta, you eat
So
the
I
bread.
mean,
You don't gain the weight, and you don't feel that way. They don't genetically modify the wheat. We genetically modify the wheat, and we spray glyphosate on everything,
I was gonna
right?
say, yeah. I mean, they're eating it over there. What's going on?
Because it's not
Actually,
the same.
I just found the mill in close to where I live. It's about an hour from where I live, where they actually harvest flour. Like they still make it the old way. So it's
But
basically what you buy in Europe. And it's funny because
Coffee all day.
you bake a loaf of bread, it lasts for 2 days. Anything over that, it starts getting moldy right away. Like it's like not like the
but
stuff you
here
buy
you
here.
got bread that bread that you could have it sitting there almost from since the Clinton administration, and it's like it doesn't like go bad,
That's got to make you wonder, man. Like,
I'm
what's this
like,
is the plastic, right?
oh no. I don't know, but
This one
that's
in
the
there, she's
difference. That's
constant.
the difference. And if you're eating that kind of bread that Renee's talking about and getting that kind of flour without the genetically modified wheat from Europe, you'll notice that you don't get the weight gain. It's not gunking your system up. It's not full of a bunch of
Yeah,
chemicals.
I know, huh? I know. See, the old world, they knew what they were doing, man.
I've
They
been
knew.
eating opposite the food pyramid, the old food pyramid that they just got rid of. I've been
I
eating
know.
opposite that the whole time.
I know that old pyramid was
And
I heard
then
that was a
and
big scam, anyways, right? Like that was
terrible.
just that was
yes,
put together by the.
yes. And that's why I tell people, hey, ask questions,
Mm.
dig, do some research. Just because somebody stands there in a white coat doesn't always mean that they have your best interest in mind or that they know.
Just
I own a
So
because,
white coat.
totally do your research. Just because
do
Dean
your own due
Franklin says
diligence.
you should train Blade Tech, I mean, do your
Yes,
research. Don't
do your
like
research. Get in the lab.
just don't listen to Dean.
Yeah, actually, Tim Dobson. That's true. That's the one. That's the place that was that I was
Arva
pencil
Flower.
certified.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. So Arva Flower. All right. All right. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
another thing we obviously talked about creatine pretty well
Mm.
in the last episode, but like another one that I like a lot, like I said, is the beta alanine. It's in pre workouts. It's what makes you get the tingling feeling, like you feel like you have
Yeah,
the ants crawling on you.
that's the
Hey,
Yeah.
thing. Okay. That's that.
So yeah. So what beta alanine does is it's an amino acid basically that your body uses to make carnosine, right? And carnosine is basically like a dipeptide that's it's a mix of beta alanine and like L-histidine, the two of those combined. But what it does is carnosine buffers lactic acid
Okay.
or and keeps the acidosis down. So you're able to to make more explosive movements, train harder before you go to fatigue. So it pushes
Interesting.
that fatigue, it delays that fatigue. So it's found in muscle tissue and it's found in the brain. It's also a very strong antioxidant.
Oh, that's also another benefit.
Yes.
Blade Tech
And
has no artificial chemicals, just so folks,
yeah,
so
Blade Tech
WPM
is
does. Blade Tech, Blade Tech doesn't.
so you the studies with beta alanine are done between 3.2
They have that
and
GNC. I'm sorry, Eric. Brian was just asking, do they have what you're mentioning there at GNC?
the beta alanine.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you can get it. You can get it in powder form like this, which is what I prefer. I just throw it in water or throw it in whatever I'm drinking, and down the hatch. So, like, if you're sparring, if you're lifting, if you're doing those things, having more beta alanine on board, it takes a little time to build up, but having more on board is really going to increase your
Will
muscular
you take that
endurance.
as a in the pre workout as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I add extra because think
Okay.
about it. Think about this from this standpoint. I'm on a like I said I'm on a weight cut. So we get to the podium, right? Or we get to the weight to weigh in, right? I'm hungry. These other dudes are hungry,
Mm.
right? We've all cut weight. We got 20 minutes before we fight. We're really not going to be able to chow down and digest a bunch of stuff, right? So that's where I use Habero gummy bears. Renee will be smiling at this. It sounds good to him because they get in your system really fast. So I'll do a handful of Habero gummy bears, but I already have the beta alanine on board loaded because that doesn't cause
Mm.
extra weight gain. But now I have this extra muscular fuel.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'll use the forms of creatine, like I told you, like the CG5, where I don't gain the water weight. So I have a little bit of creatine on board too, where the other guys are flat. So that means beta alanine and creatine, your body uses them in the ATP process, especially creatine, the androgen triphosphate. Your
is
body
that
make
is that the regular or is that the master one?
what?
Is that the regular beta or the master beta? I'm
No,
just trying to
I
remember.
don't. I'm not familiar with the second one you're talking about. I wouldn't know. But anyway,
Um,
ask Dean. But
Minor World.
Minor twirl yourself out of this one. But that allows you to have more energy on board, and it works. I'm able to fight a lot harder, a lot longer. So now
I
imagine
get
if
that
you
too. Jesus.
now imagine if you're well fed, right? If you have a lot of other, you have your food on board, you're well fed.
Mm.
Now having that on board, you're going to have even more work capacity, and it's
No,
good
I
for
think this is so informative. I'm
super
so
good
glad
for
we
your
spoke.
brain too. Why?
Yeah.
Because your body uses creatine to make what's called to boost the phosphocreatine stores in the body. So the body takes the creatine and then makes phosphocreatine, boosts that in the body. It can boost the phosphocreatine in the body by up to 40%. Up to 40%. So what does that mean? And then having beta alanine also is giving the cell more energy with the carnosine.
Can I just see
When
that
you
the label again? I'm sorry.
There's a bunch of companies that make it's trademarked. It's
Okay.
carnosine, so it's trademarked. You can get it a lot of places. So when you have cells, your cells like your mitochondria have high energy levels, have high fuel. It They're looking into that as far as like stopping a lot of diseases, like we talked about before, like Alzheimer's, dementia, a lot of diseases that come from a low energy levels at the cellular, and cellular function, right? Low cellular function. Well, when the cells have the compounds they need to make energy and are vibrant, you don't have a lot of problems. You don't have a lot of sicknesses.
What do you look at? I know creatine is, you advocate that strongly. What else do you like far as post workout, like besides creatine?
So I like to do branched chain amino acids.
Okay, you did mention
Yep,
this.
I talked a little bit about them. It's a three chain amino acid: leucine, isoleucine, valine, and they should be in a 2-1-1 ratio, right? Two of the leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So more leucine than isoleucine than valine, right? 2-1-1 ratio. You'll see guys out there selling 5-1-1 ratio, all that. The studies are done with 2-1-1 ratio, so you don't have to pay a bunch of extra money. That's kind of unproven, right? So this what the branch chains do basically is they cause the muscle to the protein synthesis in the muscle to increase, right? They spike it, especially the leucine. It causes a spike in that. So the muscles stop wasting, right? And they start repairing. So some guys like to drink this. I personally drink it after. A lot of guys like to drink it during their workout because they feel that, they're not breaking down muscle during their workout, which is fine. I just drink water during my workout. So some people like to mix their BCAAs and creatine together, drink it during their workout. I drink mine after, right? Just get it in there. Those those three amino acids are going to send a signal for the muscles to absorb the other amino acids that you're going to get from your protein powder or the steak you're going to eat or the piece of chicken. They're setting up the signaling. They're setting up the environment
Mm,
for growth.
well,
What
And
about what about when you're fasting? Are you taking anything when you're fasting at all?
I do. I do. I will take branch chains to keep from wasting muscle during my fast. Sometimes I'll drink EAA drinks, like essential amino acids, just to keep from muscle wasting because they don't have calories in them.
mm,
When you're fasting, you can have 0 calories. So a lot of times those will use like an artificial sweetener. So like an EAA, a lot of times won't have calories. It'll be like it'll be 0 calorie. Those are the times that I use those. Other than that, I prefer to have something with some calories in it. I don't know how you like, it's probably not the best for you, but like in that particular situation, it's
mm.
not going to break your fast.
What's your longest fast you've done?
probably close to 3 days.
How the hell you
Type
do
of
that?
thing. If you're drinking minerals, like I'll get minerals in my water and salt, your body goes through a tremendous amount of sodium when you're doing that, and electrolytes, because what happens is when your your body will burn glycogen first, always. It will always burn glycogen, stored sugars and stuff in your muscles and your liver. Once that's gone, then it begrudgingly will turn over and burn fat, right? But when those when that glycogen leaves your muscles, most of your electrolytes are stored in the muscles, right? You know heard the term carbohydrate,
Mm,
carbo, like the sugar, right? Carbon bond, hydrate. That's why it has it has electrolytes stored in it. A lot of it stored in it. So that's why people start getting lightheaded and feel like, oh, I need to eat and all that. And it's really not that. It's just a drop in their blood pressure, drop in their sodium. You put the sodium right in, it's like who turned the lights on? Right.
interesting. Okay.
That's how you make it through a fast.
Yeah, I like the when you get to that point where everything kind of zeroes in, when you have day three sort of
Yes.
thing, where you're like,
Yeah, you feel like you're like, wow.
yeah,
You're like mentally, really mentally sharp. After
yeah.
3 days,
The guys at work real notice because by day three, like when they talk to me, I just stare at them and they're just kind of like, oh, how come?
and by about the 72-hour mark is when your body gets into what's called autophagy, and that's where your body goes through and starts eating because it has to eat, right? Like there are things going on. It's feeding itself, right? You have almost, I forget how many, like 130,000 calories worth of fat around your organs or whatever, or 100,000, something crazy. You can look it up. It's there. Even on skinny people, right? You know, that surround your organs. So your body has a fat supply that it can live off. But it'll attack the cells that are damaged, the cells that aren't acting right. It'll go ahead and consume them. And
That's so interesting. Wow.
yeah, all the RNA and DNA that's broken down, it goes in there, consumes that. So then that stuff doesn't turn into stuff it shouldn't.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
begins to consume those cells. So
Too bad martial arts isn't like that.
yeah, be nice. Another one that I like that doesn't get talked a lot about, but you're seeing it popular right now is HMB.
HMB. Okay.
HMB is really good, especially for us older guys. It is a metabolite of leucine, and it really helps with muscle wasting. They've actually studied it, looked at it in like AIDS patients and things like that. Once again, it's a metabolite of leucine, which is the main amino acid, in the branched chain
Hmm.
amino acids. So it also helps with that muscle wasting. And
Here's a question from Brian. Do you recommend fasting in a regular basis?
um in males I do. Women have to be a little more careful depending around the time of
Why?
the
Why
month,
males? Like, what's the rationale?
because we don't have periods.
Ah, okay.
So when a woman is getting ready for a period, you notice they'll still consume a ton of carbohydrates, right? They start eating like crazy, and they start consuming the carbohydrates. It has to do with their brain chemistry, and it helps with their dopamine, and it helps with all that. So it affects them a little different. Yes, women should fast as well, but the timing is a little different. That's all.
When you fast, what do you like? Do you recommend like a starting point during the day? Like that's better than like for instance, is night starting at night better than the morning? Is morning better than starting at night?
If you're going for like a long fast, or if you're just doing intermittent fasting, so you can pick a time, you know what I mean? I usually tell people to start out at 16 hours, right? So if you stop eating at 6 o'clock at night, 6 to midnight is what? 6 hours, midnight to 6 in the morning is another 6 hours. That's 12. By 10, 11 o'clock,
So
you're,
intermittent fasting, and you
yeah, that's
recommend that?
intermittent fasting. What
You recommend it monthly or like once a month or something? Or?
I recommend that, like, if you're having a hard time eating too many calories, right? Like I use it as a tool, right? You don't have to use it all the time, but if you did
Hmm.
that for like a month, 2 months, it'll really help. It'll help get the body fat down. It'll help get you in a more healthy eating pattern, right?
Okay. Okay.
Then you can maintain the weight afterwards from it. It works really well for some people. Some people go on it for a while and then they go off. It's just a tool, guys. That's
Mm.
all it is. And you use the different tools at different times. And then you can as far as what Renee was talking about and maybe what Brian's asking about is, yeah, you can do a 3 day fast. That's good for you. I don't think you need to do it like once a month or anything like that. You could do it every like 3 months, you know, just do
The,
3 days.
the intermittent, like for instance, if I like I went okay, let's just say I went to bed at 11 and I didn't eat till like 16, yeah, like 12, 16 hours later. That has
Yeah.
a benefit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does. It's allowing your digestive tract to rest. Think about it. In modern times, our digestive tract is getting pounded. People are use it like a human garbage disposal, man. Right? We won't name any names,
Mm, okay.
but so they're like just throwing stuff down. So like it never gets a chance to rest and clear out, and that's what that allows you to do.
And meanwhile, oh my gosh, uh, been
So
aging.
my longest fast was actually 10 days.
It's me.
And
That's amazing, dude. That's
and
amazing. That
it was absolutely insane, but it was like after I was done, like it was like flexibility was all back. Put my hands
yeah,
behind my back, touch the back of my neck. It was insane.
your inflammation goes down
Well, it was
a
crazy. Like
ton.
I literally I went down like 2 pant sizes and it was not, I just shrunk a little bit. It was great.
So I got to start with intermittent. Okay. Okay.
That's the best way to do it. But here's the thing: I see guys take fasting too far. I had a friend like that. Like he would just because you start feeling really good, and then you just like he just would go into you know what I'm talking about, Renee, right? Like where you were like after 10 days, you're like, I could just keep going.
Yeah.
Guys, you gotta get off the way. It's a tool. It's a tool, and you plug that tool in. You
mm,
plug that tool in accordingly.
like anything
But
So
else,
yeah,
it becomes.
I definitely recommend fasting. Even
what
if
was
Do
funny,
once a
I
week you wanted to fast for one day.
any of you guys hallucinate?
it got the first 3 days were tough, and then like Eric says,
Yeah.
it was just like, yeah, I can beat this, like I don't,
Yeah.
I'm superhuman. And what actually was really funny how I broke my fast is because I'm still cooking for everybody because I do all the cooking, and so there was like there's a couple times like here's your pizza, kids. But
Yeah.
I remember I was making when I broke my fast, I made some homemade burgers and I was passing them over to the kids and I just took a small bite and I was like,
Yes. That first meal, you're like, and when you've gone on a long fast, guys, you got to break it carefully. You want to start, not like Renee just was talking about. You want to start with some broth and
Mm,
whatever. Remember, your stomach hasn't been digesting anything for a while. It's been resting. If you throw down like 32-ounce ribeye and a baked potato, you're gonna have problems, man. You're gonna have like bowel problems.
oh, okay. Okay.
You're
bone
Okay.
broth.
everything's gonna.
Like bone broth is a good one. Like that's one thing
Yes.
I enjoy.
Yeah,
A
I
little
love it.
cayenne
Yep.
pepper, some salt, and I'm good to go.
Jeez, bone broth. All
Then
right.
then a couple coffees.
The
Dude,
seven.
black
Right?
coffee.
Ah, that's all it is.
Yeah, that's right. It's the stuff of life, dude. That's the stuff of life. I love it.
Yeah, like
I love it.
it's for me, it's like whenever someone even at work's like, I'm going for coffee, want one? I always say yes.
Only asked me twice.
The other thing is, guys, fish oil. That's another one of my
Fish
favorites.
oil. Okay.
It needs to be standardized, right? It needs to be molecularly distilled 5 times. so it's pharmaceutical grade, and it
Okay.
should be a gram. See if I can get that in the camera right. A gram of EPA and DHA.
A gram. Okay. Okay.
And those are the suppositories, right?
No, definitely not. Well, if you take too much at one time, you'll think it was a suppository because it does come out the other. It can
Good.
come out the other edge. You know what I'm saying? Smell like I smell fish. It's fishy around here. But yeah, so the EPA and DHA are your actual omega-3 fatty acids. So the fish oil could, I'm being facetious, but could say 10,000 milligrams of fish oil on the front of it. That doesn't matter. We're looking for the EPA and DHA. We're looking for the actual omega-3 fatty acids. What do omega-3 fatty acids do? There's so many studies on them. It's for lowering C-reactive protein,
Mm,
lowering inflammation, keeping the viscosity, the thinness and thickness of your blood right? Keeping your platelets slippery so they're sliding off of each other and they don't build up and you have a heart attack in your sleep. For your eyes, for your skin, for omega-3 fatty acids are involved in so many chemical reactions and are
yeah,
building
omega
blocks of so
three.
much stuff. So
No, excellent. All right.
it's
No, this is
creatine, protein, I'm a beta alanine, a good multivitamin, so you're getting enough zinc. Obviously, D3, you guys know about D3. Everyone talks about D3. It's actually not a vitamin, it's a hormone, but you want to have enough of that. That's why I like the Mega Man. You're getting almost over 1,600 IUs of D3 in there. You're getting 25 mgs of zinc. You know what I
you're
mean?
talking about the multivitamin?
Yeah, like how
Yeah,
many
yeah.
pills do you want to swallow a day, guys?
I
Like,
know it. Yeah, right, right. I know. Renee,
and
Yeah,
you're
I had to
also
break it
just
up, like I was saying before. Like I have like a regimen of stuff that I take, but because I'm always in a hurry, I literally just like
coffee
pop
and just.
a coffee. And then I try not to throw up on the way in, right? Because it's just like I can feel everything breaking down
Yeah,
and
some
just
things you
like
want to have some food on your stomach, man. You know, just a little
have
bit.
oh, I have
Even
to.
three.
dude, even if you ate a cracker, you know what I mean, or like a cheese stick or something, bro.
Cheese stick. Yeah, I can rate the kids.
Yeah, dude, the
There's
kids,
snacks.
dude. I always have cheese sticks because of the
Snack
grandkids.
packs. All right, Brent. I'm going to have to start hooking to pay for my supplements. Was wondering what advice Renee has to pull in the big bucks. Renee, could you be helpful in this regard? Or no?
Um, I don't know. I don't think Big Bucks and Renee are something that go hand in hand. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think here's the thing. It's just like any, if I was going to buy a tool to do a job, I wouldn't buy the cheapest tool. You know it's not going to work 100%. So when it comes to the stuff that Eric's talking about, I don't mind spending the money if I'm getting the right
Yeah, absolutely.
supplements. So I'd rather, I'd rather spend $100 to get the right vitamins than to
Yeah,
spend $20 and get something that's a
agreed.
third the potency and I have no idea where the hell I'm getting it from, right? At least with GNC, I know that their products are going to be, you know,
Tested.
tested. On Amazon, it's a crapshoot. Just because it has a sticker saying that it's FDA approved doesn't mean that it's exactly,
Mm,
you know, the cleanest.
yeah, I
I
really
was
do.
taking a couple of vitamins that I got from Amazon because I wanted to try them, and I felt enough difference to go out there and buy something that was better quality. But also reading up on a lot of the stuff that Amazon sells, not all of it is, it comes in from other countries.
Yeah, it's
No,
best if you're gonna order something online, guys, order it directly from that company itself, not on the Amazon website. They're always getting busted. Over 30% of the products, vitamin products you buy on there are fake. That is a well documented fact. So sometimes maybe you live out, maybe you don't live close to a store, or that they don't carry
mm,
that brand that you're looking for and you can't get it.
mm,
Fine, use the internet. I get it. But order from that company directly from their own website. Don't go through Amazon. You're going
And
to get
and
the
there,
same price, guys. You're going to get the same price. You know what I mean? And at least you know when you get the product that you're getting the real thing
yeah,
and
yeah.
not
and there is
sawdust.
dare I say as well is and I've fallen victim to stuff to crap like this. Is like stay away from the easy fix stuff they sell on the TikTok or Facebook. Like for a while there, everybody was selling that liquid L-carnitine. Now it's like you don't see it anywhere, but for a while there, everybody was selling it and pitching it. And the more I looked into it, a lot of it stuff was coming in from China. Was like
Yep.
it was poison. People were drinking poison.
Well, it wasn't really the L-carnitine. I mean, I sell liquid L-carnitine, right? And it's good high quality stuff. But once again, you got to know what you're getting, because you're right, it works. L-carnitine works. It's, if you want to know what it is, guys, it's an amino acid that taxicabs fat, long chain fatty acids, from visceral
Mm,
fat, and it puts them in the mitochondria, in the muscle, into the cell, where it's used as a fuel source. So it literally helps you burn more fat if you're getting L-carnitine. But a lot of those companies, you don't know what they're packaging in. So that's why you want to buy from a reliable source and go to that company directly. Because the Chinese and a lot of other people are knocking off companies. They're literally copying, like not making a competing product, copying the product. That goes into the Amazon warehouse as well as the real product. The robot or person reaches into the bin and pulls it out and puts it in that package that goes to you. So it's a crapshoot where you could just go directly to that company
yeah,
and they will get it to you, and you're getting the
yeah.
the
You're
real
getting
deal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The only thing I get from Amazon is books. I mean, no, if they screw that up, man.
I mean, like, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Um,
So all those other things are important, guys. You can't take everything, right? Like, so creatine. Well, we got to stick with what the science really is showing. So creatine, a branched chain amino acid if you're getting sore, if you feel
mm,
banged up a lot, beta alanine, protein, doctor joints, you know what I mean? If you have arthritis or you have that, a lot of the wear and tear in your joints,
yeah.
and a good fish oil. I purposely wasn't going to show pre workout tonight, but Guru, dude, like, he threw it in.
No,
Guys,
you
pre
got well now
workout's
that
fun. It's awesome stuff. But if you,
yeah,
if you're on a budget, get the other stuff. Forget the pre-workout.
yeah.
Pre-workout
The
is
other
not
stuff is more
it's not
important.
necessary,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
fun. It's not necessary. The other
Yeah, and
stuff is,
Dean's he's a bit of an addict when it comes to the pre-workout. When he crossed the border here last time, he was like, "Hey man, you got any pre-workout?" He's getting all crazy about it.
well,
Like, we
what I
got
love
stuff.
to do.
Give me some
I
pre-workout, man.
give it to me. I need it. What I love to do is before his demonstrations or whatever, I like to give him an energy drink. I love it. And then
pre-workout.
he starts moving. He starts moving so fast, but it always works against me because I'm always like his demo partner. He's like, Eric, come out here, and he's like, bah, hitting me hard and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have given him that drink. He's just
Oh
like,
my gosh.
you got to explode through him. And I'm like, ugh.
Never mind when you give him the powder.
I'm
Like
I
far
know.
from abusive. Oh
he's like,
my.
"You want some water with that?" He's like, "No, thanks. I just need an empty pop can and a lighter. Pre-workout."
Oh my god. My shimmering to my, you know.
Yeah, he's got the pre-workout and a I don't know mine.
It's
So,
shimmering so fast, it's like a hummingbird's wings. You can't even see it move.
you're. Hey, so is it easier if I just get this stuff from a local GNC instead of you having you ship it to me? I mean, is it? I don't want to put you out. I don't want to put you out. I mean, I might as well just go, right?
Yeah, you can go. You can go to your local store. Do what you got to do.
If I
Yeah.
lived in the States, I would order from you, just to let you know. I'm not trying to give anybody pressure or anything, but I would order from you. I want to support your business. But if you
Yeah,
want to go to the closest place to you, I'm
he.
not
I
gonna
mean,
fault you for it.
he comes and sees me, and I usually send him
Yeah, but I mean,
away.
I'd rather give you the business. I mean, like, it's not stuff I need right away. I mean, but if it's a pain for you to ship, I mean, I don't, I mean, no. Some
You can
people.
We'll see.
you can email it to
That's true. Over Messenger, yeah.
Yeah,
you.
over Messenger. That's how we communicate.
Well, let me
When he
know
Uh,
comes to the
again.
airport, I'm like, crap.
That last
Do I
time,
do I
oh,
have
just
his phone number? Like, I forgot that I had his phone number like in my phone, but like, because all we do is we go back and forth on Messenger, and I like send him like memes, like whatever. And I was like talking to him on the thing, and I'm like, man, if there's like no internet connection, like we're gonna be hosed. I'm like,
my
what's his
favorite
number? I
is
don't know.
every time I drop him off at the airport, his flight's been canceled for for a few
Buffalo,
days.
Buffalo, every freaking time. Last few time, seriously. You know what? Same,
That
same
happened with
airport,
us once, didn't it?
same airline, and same freaking whatever you call it. I forget the name now, but yeah,
Didn't you get stuck with me one time?
yes, I
Did we
did.
miss? Yeah,
Well,
we
no, no,
missed it.
no, no. I got delayed at the airport. It was like an
Oh,
hour delay or something.
yeah, yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, nothing
That's what it
too.
was. And I was like, "Do you want me to come back up there and get you?" Because I didn't
Does
know.
he trick
Like,
monsters for power?
Yeah, when he the second time when I dropped him off at the airport, and literally as I left, and he sent me a text saying my flight just got canceled. I just shut my phone off, and I was like, "Oh man, well,
And like, of
best
course, I
best of luck, Dean."
I didn't expect anything less. So I
Do, 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 do.
oh, let me stop at Hortons. Oh
No,
my
but
god.
honestly, having Dean in the car is great because usually whenever I cross the border, I have some problems. So it's when I'm with him, it's just like, "Come on in, sir. You're with any friend of Dean Franco's is a friend of ours. Come on in."
internationally known,
Remember
internationally
the
known.
first time I went to go pick you up? I was late for like 4.5 hours because I was detained.
And I was hanging out with Tim.
But you forgave me about that already, right?
I I told you I was at Tim's school hanging out with Tim, right?
Yes, yes. Yes, well, that's the best way to find out if FMA is better than BJJ and all that, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm
Let's
telling
do it,
you,
boys. Let's do it.
yes.
Let's
Oh
do it.
God. That was
We'll
good.
break the
Hey,
we'll break the internet.
here,
I'm not
seriously,
opinionated at all.
No, no,
I got a big.
no.
I'm gonna propose something pretty. I'm only mentioning these guys because you guys are kind of affiliated with WPM directly or indirectly. Um, we're gonna do a camp late October in Cabo, where Ronan, his real name is Rami. He goes under Ronan in there.
Okay.
Um, but he's got, you guys see like the beachfront, like the property. I think it'd be really fun. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah. So I think the more we can get out there, I think it would be really fun. And there, Renee would come and just, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
You never know. Headbutts will ensue. That much we do know. There will be headbutts.
Or
Yeah.
knees or some elbows. So be a little bit of clinch work.
Yeah, but I thought it
Yeah.
was. Um, I thought it'd be really a neat idea. At any rate,
What when you thinking about this? What,
he was saying the best time to do it before the weather and all that was middle. Basically, he said two time frames. Actually, right now to June, right now, or like kind of late October, mid to late October. Yeah, I said late just to give people time. You know what I mean? Like to coordinate and stuff. But I don't know. I just think it'd be really neat. You know what I mean? Supposed to be. I've seen the pictures. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful beaches area. You can actually stay at the beach, camp on the beach, or you can get a hotel depending on like Darcy will probably just under a palm tree or something or whatever he
Yeah,
does out in the
he's
woods.
gonna make like a lean-to.
You know what I mean? But yeah. So
the next day I'll be wearing a shark head as a hat.
yeah, yeah. There. But I'm
I
waiting
mean,
for Rami to get me back with me at the airport that's there and some more information. But I thought, it might be nice to just throw out there now, just see where the interest is, So, Eric, you can bring your GNC stuff,
This is in Philadelphia, you said?
Harlem.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
the Harlem beaches I've heard about. Yes,
I mean, the sound, it's exquisite. Okay. All right.
Soundscapes presents.
Water is blue. I mean, yeah. So,
Beautiful.
yeah. So, but guys, this has been wonderful. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you so much. This has been so incredibly educational. I really appreciate you coming on. You know. All right. So yeah, we'll wrap it up, and obviously all of us will be in touch. So
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just hit me up on Messenger. I'll be happy to answer your questions on anything. I know nutrition is a huge topic, and I literally have thousands of products in here, like thousands. Like
sure.
there's no so.
Awesome. All right, I'll be in touch, Eric. Yeah, Eric. Again, like I'd rather give you the business, but if it's a hassle for you, no problem. You let me know.
All right,
Like I said, I would give
I'll
you the
message
business.
you. I'll message you.
Yeah, just message me. Yeah,
I'll
just so I
message you.
know. All right, guys. Um, until next time. Just catch up here in the comments. Okay, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Always a pleasure, Renee.
For
I'm
one
gonna
of
miss
us.
I'm gonna miss you, freak. Yeah. All right, that wraps up 38. I almost forgot the title. So who's next? Next Wednesday on Marshall Man, we're gonna have Evan. He's written the books for WPM. We're also gonna be talking about so many other things. Like he was actually in the service over in Middle East. Some pretty wild stuff. So whatever he's willing to share. Yeah, that's gonna be next Wednesday. This weekend I might be doing WPM 3 with the group leaders, which is actually Evan, Joe Lennon, and Norman. And that will be this weekend. I'm just going to button that up. But as always, everything will be posted in FMA discussion. All right, folks. Thanks for jumping in and watching.